Welcome to another fucking episode of the motherfucking QDecent podcast. What up, kids? Welcome to the QDecent podcast. And I don't even really need these headphones, but here I am wearing them. It is fucking good to be back, you guys. And here I am saying fucking again. And you know, this has been a problem. I say fucking too much. And that's, you know what though? That's somebody else's opinion right there. You say fucking too much. Yeah, that's some, fuck these headphones, man. You say fuck too much. Yeah, my uncle said, why don't you try AF? Well, okay. I like AF. I'm a fan of AF. It's a great term. But it's not applicable to every situation. Sometimes you just gotta say fuck. And also sometimes you just gotta not give a fuck what people tell you that you say too much. So this is the motherfucking podcast, man. This is how we do it. This is what we do. And this is how we do it. What up? Let's get into it. What do I got for you guys today? Dude, if I win the lottery, let's just say I won $250,000. I got a family. I got a loving mother. I got a loving brother, a son, a mother to my son. I don't have a sister. I got lots of good friends. I'm pretty sure I'd spend that whole fucking load on myself, man. I'm pretty sure the maximum amount I would give away out of 250 grand, that's gotta be, I don't know, what, $1,000? I was watching Shameless, and Fiona got 100 grand for reasons undisclosed to the crowd, because it's fucking spoiler alert, whatever. I'm gonna try not to do spoilers here on this show, but sometimes we do. Anyway, she gets 100 grand. She dips out. She's got to go get other jobs as her career. She's a fucking actor, an actor. And she needs to do. I guess she wanted to do other shit with her career, leaving Shameless. So, but in the show, in the plot line, she leaves half her money to her family. She's like, all right, I'm out. I'm out. All right, I'm gonna head out. And writes a check for 50 grand, half of the 100 for the family. I couldn't do that, man. Half? I remember when I was watching and she got the 100 and I saw her like writing a check or something. There's like some little foreshadowing she's going to leave them some money, right? And and in my mind I was thinking, if I were her, how much would I leave to my family? 10, 25, 25 is a little much. I remember thinking maybe 5 or 10. If I were Fiona. If I were me, I'm taking that whole load. I'm not telling him about it. I'm not even going to let you know. But she left 50, bro. That's it's pretty admirable. It made me think a little bit, you know? When stuff makes you think, you end up thinking. And when nothing makes you think, you end up jerking off and smoking pot, eating an entire breakfast pizza to yourself. And that's what's up. But it's not great, but it's what's up. But let's say I won $250 million. That would be a different story. 'Cause then I'd have I'd have wealth to spread around. And let me think. I wouldn't be one of those people who leaves a bunch to one person. You know, maybe Angus can have $1 million. Maybe Holly can have 500 grand. Nah, Holly can get 100 grand a year for 5 years. How's that, girl? My mom, she can have like 5 mil. She'll be set with 5 mil. Ben can have 1 mil. My dad, maybe I'll give him some money too. This is 250 million we're talking about. So I'm keeping most of it. I'm going to buy myself a yacht. I'm going to buy myself a couple of houses. I'm going to buy myself a really nice car, maybe two, not more than two. I'm not a big car guy or person. I am just a person. I don't need more than one car or two cars. So I have a car now. Worried that if I drive it too much, it'll like break down. If I drive it too fast, I'll get speeding tickets. Today I got a speeding ticket. One of those ones that get you with the camera in Waterloo. Shout out to my dad. He lives there. Speaking of my dad gave me an iPhone 10. Probably, if I had to guess, maybe between 8 and 13 months ago. He gave me an iPhone 10. 256 gigabytes, and that bitch must have cost him like $1,100, $1,200. But he had the new one, He got the new version. He didn't need it anymore. He gave it to me. I used it to film my podcast, and then after I did last week, well, not last week's, it's been like 2 weeks at least. What's it been? 2.5 weeks since we've been here for the QDecent podcast. I'm really grateful to be here today, you guys. Just talking to you and talking to myself. I'm mostly talking to myself, but then you're here listening to it. Anyway, a couple of weeks ago, filmed a podcast. We went off to kayak, post-podcast kayak, that PPK, and then 20 feet into the lake. And this didn't happen the first time I brought the iPhone 10 out in the lake. But the second time, that bitch slipped right out of my pocket into the water, man. And I'm sorry, Dad. You gave me an $1,100, $1,200 piece of technology that goes into my pocket, and I took it on a boat, and it dropped it in the lake. And I got in the lake to try to find it. I did. The bitch is water resistant as fuck. See, sometimes... No. Here we go. The bitch is water resistant AF. I still said bitch. You can't change for anybody. So, Aaron and I, we hopped in the water. He was going to help me out with our bare feet. It's a bacteria-ridden lake. You're not allowed to swim in it. It's not safe to swim in this water. But I got in, felt around with my feet for about 30 minutes. That's what they say, up to 30 minutes. Water resistant, up to 30 minutes. I'm curious what they say exactly. iPhone X water resistance. Oh, ugh. I ate too much breakfast pizza. With an IP67 water resistance rating, the iPhone X is splash water and dust resistant. 3.3 feet for 30 minutes. Tested in laboratory conditions. This is probably 4 feet at least in sand. And we got in the water. There's a lot of clams, man. There's hella clam shells. Fucking that big. I was stepping on them, picking them up. Sticks. Plastic bottles. Glass bottles. After a while, I impaled the direct bottom middle of my right foot with a large slice of glass from a beer bottle. And that was a sign, man. I wasn't going to find it. And that's what Aaron told me. He's like, all right, man, that's a sign. You got to get out now. And I'm like, yep, you're right. I'm bleeding. There's bacteria going into the bottom of my foot. Open wound. I'm out. And I told my dad that I stepped on a glass splinter. And I might end up going to the fucking ER because the next day I had a lot of splinters in my feet, man. Splinters. Foreign bodies. I didn't know what they were. But that's what they call them, foreign bodies. I was limping the next day. I could not walk anymore. I really wanted to get them out myself, but I just couldn't. One of them was right next to the toenail on my right foot. A couple of them were in the bottom of my left foot. It was bad news bears. It was bad news. It was fucking bad news barbacoa. It was like bad news badgers, man. I fucking couldn't walk. And so I went to the ER, and I let my dad know that this was going on, but I omitted the part about the iPhone 10 in the lake. So if you're watching, Dad, I'm sorry. But it was really great while it lasted. And that's part of the reason why I've been absent from this show here is that I've had trouble with iPhone access. But here I am today, new camera. We got the microphone, we got the garage band, and we're set. We're here doing it. And the iPhone 10's still in the lake. And if I win the lottery, maybe I'll hook my dad up with some money. But here's the deal. I've never bought a lottery ticket, especially not at an airport, man. Fuck all that. That's one of those situations where I couldn't use AF instead. But here I am doing it, man. And last episode I mentioned I've been drinking a lot of booze. I've been drinking almost every night. And it's not a great feeling to have because I went to rehab, man. When you go to rehab, you learn about yourself and your chemical dependencies. And I got a lot of chemical dependencies in my brain. Or at least my brain thinks that I got a lot of chemical dependencies. My kid is dependent on an adult, preferably me, to support him. And I'm not dependent on chemicals like that. It's a trick they put in your brain, man. And when you get the alcohol in your body every night, then you can't, it's harder to just stop because your body's used to it. It's a routine and you feel like not quite right when you don't have it. But I'm not deep into it yet. I'm not like a hopeless 24 pack a night kind of person. But I'm noticing it. And it's because I went to rehab, man. I didn't go to rehab for alcohol, but I don't want to end up going to rehab for alcohol. So I went to an AA meeting, and that was probably 2 days ago. And I want to go to another one. I'll tell you right now, I want to go to another one. They gave me one of those little 24-hour chips. See, I used to go to AA and say, hey, I'm not here because of alcohol. I'm here because of crystal meth. That's my shit. That's what I like. I like shooting up crystal meth. And it's bad. And I've been sober for X amount of months. X amount of time. X amount of days. Hours. No, not hours. But that's why I'm here. I'm an addict. Hi, hello, my name is QD. And I'm an addict. At least that's what they call me. My name is QD. At least that's what they fucking call me. And I'm an addict. And there's lots of addicts out there. And, eventually I started saying addict alcoholic. Because alcoholic just means you're an addict of alcohol. So you could be an alcoholic of anything. I don't know. I'm getting off track, you guys. I went there and they said, hey, Emmett, how long you been sober? And I said, oh, well, depends on from what? Alcohol, 24 hours or less. And they were like, wow, good job, man. Thank you for coming. And they hooked me up with that coin, that 24-hour chip. And that was pretty cool. There's some good people there. A lot of people that, that told me a lot of stuff that I probably needed to hear. Because one of the things they say in AA is that those who don't succeed are the ones who will not completely or won't completely give themselves to this program. And I never completely gave myself to that program. I mean, I was into it. I was into the feelings I was getting from the service and all that good stuff. I was sober. I was helping other people. We were having great days, happy days. And then... But I still had my own way of doing things. I didn't ever want to quit alcohol. I didn't ever want to quit weed. I ended up quitting weed. I never ended up quitting alcohol, but now I'm trying. I think a lot of successful people out there quit alcohol. I really do. I think it's something that happens. I quit drinking 30 years ago. I quit drinking 45 years ago. Oh, I quit drinking last week. It happens. And those people are usually successful. And, even if you do just have 2 drinks or 1 drink, one night, 10 p.m. Oh, excuse me. Ooh. Even if you have one drink last night at 10 p.m. like I did, you still wake up in the morning feeling not sober, or not like a little baby. You wake up feeling like a straight up adult who had a drink last night. And you're waking up like that every day, and it's not what I want. So I'm going to take a whack at it. And obviously I haven't gone multiple days yet without alcohol, but here we are working on it, guys. And if anybody relates to that, feel free to write in qdecentpodcast@gmail.com. You can hit me up on Twitter at QDecentPodcast if you'd like. Tweet me about your chemical dependencies and let me know how that's going for you guys. Represent. I've also been watching a lot of television. I got Hulu, man. I got my boy Chris logged in. Oh, I wonder if I still have it. My boy Chris logged into Hulu on my computer. And I wonder if it's still going to be logged in. Ooh! Thank you, Chris. And my mom, my beautiful mother has always let me log into her Netflix. I got my own little profile on there. It's Media Center, Eve, Angus, Emmett, Kaya. Maybe there's not a Media Center. I don't remember, but I've always been allowed to log on to my mother's Netflix account. I don't pay for that, man. Also, because of my job, I get a Netflix account for free. So I got a second Netflix account for I made it in mind for my son, because he doesn't have a spot on my mom's Netflix. My niece does, but he does not. So he's got his own Netflix account now. And he can watch, I don't know, he likes Blippi. I don't know who that is, but he's into him. He's into Blippi, man. And he's going to want to watch shit. So I got him a Netflix account. That's 2 Netflix accounts. I got Hulu. My boy Garrett, who I would love to have on the show one day, and who we've made plans, but they've fallen through. He logged into his Amazon Prime with, Showtime on my Amazon TV. Dude, I'm so fucking lucky, man. I got an Amazon TV. Thanks, Mom. I got a freaking laptop. I got 2 laptops, man. I got an iPhone. I'm one of the luckiest motherfuckers. I'm so grateful for all this stuff I have, and I'm not out there pawning it for meth. That is so cool. Anyway, my mom also says I can log into her Amazon Prime account with HBO and her Disney Plus account. That's 2 Amazon Primes with 2 different channels, 2 Netflix accounts, and a Hulu. Yes, man. I'm streaming. I mean, sometimes it's a waste of time. Yeah, sure. But I got it. I have the option. And I don't fucking live in Guam. Dude, I mean, maybe somebody in Guam is watching Netflix right now, but if I lived in Guam, I wouldn't be watching Netflix, man. I'd be fucking, I don't know. I don't even know where Guam is, dude. But I'm just trying to say that I'm lucky, dude. I got a library card. I got a car. I should be grateful, man. And I was thinking about everything I'm grateful for. A lot of people I'm grateful for. It's so valuable to me to have people and to have friends and family, because I've seen what it's like to not. I've seen what it's like to lose friends and family, and to like earn that back. That's one of the coolest things I've ever done, man. That's sweet. That's really neat. It's fucking neat. Like that word, neat. So yeah, here I am streaming. I got food. I went to Target today. Super Target, man. It was good shit. It was really good shit. I mean, I'm not Jeff Bezos. I'm not bald and making $13 million on a Monday. On a Monday. No, that's not me. That dude made it. I got a long way to go, but I'm me. I'm Q fucking D. You ever been QD? No. You've never been QD. You don't even know. But that's cool because you're you and you probably have a lot more potential than me. Shit. You probably have some less serious chemical dependencies than me, which means not shit. You know, that doesn't mean shit, but it is nice. And I do envy you for that if that is the case for you. I know a lot of people could say that their chemical dependencies are less serious than mine. A lot of people could say that they have chemical dependencies more serious than mine. And shout out to you, man. Shout out to my boy Bob, who I met at that AA meeting. He really wanted me to call him, but everybody else told me not to because I would never get off the phone. Thinking about giving him a call, dude. Thinking about giving him a call. Been watching the new Seven Deadly Sins. That's pretty sweet. We don't need to talk about that. Dude, the world is crazy. A lot of division going on. And that's not cool. I'm pretty upset with Donnie J right now. Our boy Donnie J. You can say what you will about Donnie J, man. I'm talking about Trump, by the way. Say what you will. Say he's a businessman. Say he's a fucking not a career politician. Say he's shaking it up. Sure, all of that's true. Don't feel like he's really solved anything, though. Really don't. I don't think that he's done anything except make things more heated, more divided, more. It's like divide and conquer. It's like he's gonna start handing out smallpox blankets. It's like nothing's about information or being real anymore. It's all about division and it's all about hating the other guy, and that's really not fun for me. I don't like arguing, man. I think it's good to be nice to everybody, even the ones whose opinions you don't share. I think that's what's up. I think it's cool to meet somebody and say, "Wow, I got a different thought process than you do, but that's okay. I still love you. You're still a fucking human being." That's how I feel, man. And I don't know. That's kind of all I have to say about that right now. Maybe we'll get back to some news stuff at a later date. But yeah, I don't really rep you right now, Donnie J, if you're listening. Not like anybody's listening to this podcast, man. And there's the masks. That's the other thing. The masks are really something. Really makes you think. There's a debate going on. We got the maskers and the anti-maskers. I don't know if that's derogatory or not, but it's probably going to start being derogatory. Oh, you're an anti-masker? Gross. Let me call the cops so they can shoot you. Oh, you wear a mask? Let me fucking call you a racial slur. Hit you in the face with my sandal. Or some shit. Let me start a fight. Let me call you a pussy. Let me fucking hit you in the face with a fucking piano or something. A piano, dude? You ever get hit in the face with a piano? While wearing a mask? Dude, I don't know. I'm wearing, I wear the mask because you got to. It's state mandated here in Minnesota. That's where I live. It's already fucking over. Aaron Romano told everybody where I live, and dude, the state says, do what the state says, unless it gets too crazy. If they show up at my door with guns, dude, that's when I'll get a little bit, that's when I'll get a little bit suspicious. Oh, I hope they don't fucking put me in a concentration camp. But yeah, I'm a little worried. I'm going to Portland again pretty soon. Gonna see what's up there. And that should be fun. I like to get out of my element I like to make myself uncomfortable in certain ways. Location wise, I always like to go to a different location. That's something I like to have the power to do. A lot of people are upset they can't move around. But I think you can. I mean, if you have money. And I have a job. That's another thing I should be really grateful for, man. I love having a job. I love my job a lot. And if you don't have a job, you should get a job too. Unless, you're too old or something. You're disabled maybe. Then maybe you should collect disability. Because you can't make 13 million on a Monday. You're not Jeff Bezos. Nobody's Jeff Bezos except Jeff Bezos. Everybody's on Twitter. Everybody's canceling each other on Twitter, man, and I don't like that either. Twitter is fun. It's a time killer. It's like TikTok. It's a time killer, bro. You scroll through it, you read, and you laugh. But it's not a place for truth or fact finding. It's absolutely not a place for truth or argument. It's not a place for fleshing out your feelings or your opinions. Man, it's a place for... And people who treat it like that, all they're really doing, I think, is they're finding their confirmation bias, if that's how you say that. Confirmation bias is, if you don't know already, and I don't really know the definition, so I'm going to lay it out in layman's terms. I'm going to layman it out for you. Basically, you think some shit's true, so you go find someone else saying it, and you confirm your bias. Oh yeah, freaking Alyssa Milano says Black Lives Matter. I don't even know, but she said it, so I'm gonna agree with it. Or George Clooney comes out and says, "Oh, I don't agree with rioting." No, I agree. I don't agree with rioting either. So. My bias is confirmed. It's a great place for going and finding people who agree with you already. And the only reason for that is because we're all divided, man. As soon as Trump got on Twitter, the shit was ruined. It's just a game now, man. Us versus them. Good versus evil. But the good is also evil and the evil is also good. So sometimes I don't even know what to think anymore. But I'm really grateful to be back doing the podcast, man. Do I say man too much? Lady. I should start saying folks. Kids. What up, kids? Welcome to the QDecent podcast. Thank you for being here on the QDecent podcast, kids. I know everybody, even if you're not a kid, I like to call you a kid because I know you like to be called a kid too. And if you don't, then you got some issues, man, because being a kid's the best. If you don't miss being a kid, then you probably had something wrong happen as a kid. Something bad happened to you. And I'm sorry for that, man, but maybe you should look into working it out. If it offends you when I say you're a kid, that means you got well, I don't know. But I can imagine. Because I love being a kid. I don't want to grow up. I don't want to be an adult. I mean, I am. Here I am, an adult. Lots of shit you got to do when you're an adult. There's a lack of responsibility as a kid that's so freaking good, dude. It's so nice, folks. It's so nice, you guys. And who doesn't love that? Who doesn't love being a kid? You get to be clear-headed. You're not on drugs usually. Unless the government drugged you. You don't have to make money. Usually your mom feeds you a little mac and cheese and hot dogs when you get home from playing Foursquare with your buddy. And then you're set to go. Being a kid is freaking awesome. I love that. And that's why I say, what up, kids? Because I know it makes me feel good. It makes you feel good. We're just all kids here. Everybody was a kid one time. And so I'm not going to hold anybody to a different standard because you're older. You're just a kid who got fucked up by their parents, man. Everybody's just a kid who got fucked up by their parents, and I'm sorry. But we're all responsible for ourselves, I think. I think you got to do your best, and that's what I respect when somebody can do their best. And I'm trying to do my best too. I don't always do my best. I haven't always done my best. But in the future, moving forward, I want to do my best, and I want you to do your best. That's really what I want. It's really important to me, man. I mean, I wasn't doing my best when I got hooked on meth. I wasn't doing my best when I fucking stole and robbed. I wasn't doing my best when I got Holly pregnant. But then when Tegan came out, that's my son, that was, looking back, probably some of my best work, because that kid's really adorable, and he's really, everything's going well. The government really stepped in and helped, and so I appreciate that. Thank you, the state of Iowa. I really appreciate your help there. And I'll pay you guys whatever money you want. And I will do whatever it takes to make sure that Tegan has a safe transition into my arms. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I think that might be all I have for you guys today. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, this is some good stuff that we've talked about today. We're gonna start another podcast here. Aaron and I, we're thinking about starting a podcast. I'm gonna head over there right after this and work on the logistics of that. So wish me luck with that. You guys, hope you if you enjoy the episodes of QDecent podcast with Aaron Romano, then you'll definitely enjoy this show coming out. We're gonna call it Happy Days. That's subject to change, but I think we're gonna call it Happy Days. It's gonna be me and Aaron Romano hosting, and hopefully it'll be great. Today's episode was brought to you by Monster Peach Rehab Tea, because this shit is so good. I can't stop drinking it. It's fairly low sugar, and it gets me going through the. But don't have more than one, because you might get diabetes. At least that's what somebody once told me. I love you, kids, and you fucking keep killing it, man. Keep doing your best. And that's all we got today. Thanks for joining me.